Hey, this is Ed Sonnell. I am out enjoying a walk with my dogs on this beautiful afternoon in Colorado. And here's my view looking northeast. And I've got a map and some nice data to show you, so I will finish this stack back up in the office. We live next to a cattle ranch, so you can see a lot of the cows down in the valley that are free-ranging. That is a fantastic sight to see because the best way to deliver happy cows, healthy meat, and healthy grasslands is to allow them to free range. So I'm back in the office to complete this stack, so let's run through some data that came across my desk recently. The U.S. Department of Commerce reported that retail e-commerce increased by 14.6% last year. Retail e-commerce sales only accounts for 7.3% of all retail sales in the U.S. Total retail sales, so that's e-commerce plus brick and mortar, increased 1.4% last year. So without running the numbers, basically retail brick and mortar sales only increased 1.35% last year. Inflation is running around 4% a year, and I get that number from Shadow Stats, which is the data that I like to use. So that means that relative to inflation, retail brick and mortar sales actually went down last year. There's one last piece of data I want to show you before we draw some conclusions, so let me do a screenshot. That map shows the zip codes where Amazon offers same-day delivery. So, some conclusions from all this data that I just presented. So, number one is regardless of whether you sell brick and mortar, you need infrastructure and a strategy to sell online to take advantage of the growth there. Second, you want to make sure that you sell online so that you can take advantage of same-day delivery. It's still small, but it's growing rapidly. Same-day delivery is going to help level the playing field between brick and mortar, so if someone orders your product, they can get it that day rather than going to retail. Selling online is a great way to start because it's much easier, you can test your sales and your messaging, and it's much more profitable than brick and mortar. What this data tells us is that if you want to grow in brick and mortar, you're likely going to have to replace someone else to get that shelf space. That means it's going to be very competitive to get on shelf and grow your shelf presence, which means that retailers still have the power. Which means, taking this to the logical conclusion, retail is expensive and it's going to take you time to really do well in that space. But brick and mortar still commands more than 93% of all retail sales, so you want to be there. So start online, test your product, get profitable, get some good cash flow going there first. Then you're in a better position to go to retail and attack that channel.